there's a school of thought out there that says, or that is saying, that Shannon Sharp was in the wrong.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
With the
Shalom.
Memphis Grizzlies players, right? And as a matter of fact,
More power to the people.
The internet and just doing some
One love.
Topic. I actually came across a video from
Hey, this is No Prisoners signing
the
in.
employer of Shannon Sharp and some former NFL.
We're gonna have an open forum today. I'm trying to get
and saying that he was in the wrong, which absolutely surprised me. So
equated with
quickly, and then we're gonna come back and really
being live.
Our opinion on this. So take a listen to that.
So what I understand, Shannon
This is the second day of my podcast, and
That's just trash talk.
I'm trying to get the feel of how that's going to work, or how I'll work this. So if you can chime in,
they're going to respond accordingly to anything that Shannon may say.
Let me know if you can hear me.
What I didn't understand was John Morant wasn't involved, and then his pops over, and then his pops got it over though. Yeah. And so if I'm Shannon, I'm like, bro, you can just sneak on over there and that's what you want to do. Like, you ain't a player. So me and you can handle this. Like, all this, making up and shaking hands after. Nah, bro, we not doing that. They made up and shaking hands after that? Yeah.
So
it was all for show. Yes, they did.
So it's open. Let me know if you can see me, hear me, and if you want to chime in.
I know Shaq very well, man. They call him Mouth of the South for a reason. Hey, the guy loves to talk. He's very confrontational, and he speaks very sternly. I just don't understand why he would make the gestures towards John's father, during the game about what was going on, stepping out of bounds. He was being real rational. And listen, John's dad basically attends every game. And he goes there. He just loves to watch his son do his thing. And he gets up and he celebrates, he claps and all those things. But I've yet to see him get into any confrontation with anybody over the past 4 years that John.
So
he's one of the premier players in this game. But he was.
We can start off, and let me see. I'll just start off by speaking on the games today, just to break the ice. I'm in Philadelphia, and we was hoping that we got Dallas so we could whip the crap out of them again, but 49ers think they want the smoke, but I can guarantee them they don't want this smoke, but they gonna get it. Likewise, I'm gonna give a shout out to, let me see who won the other game. It was the game between the Bengals and the Bills. The Bengals spanked the Bills at home. Plenty of snow going on. Bengals beat them. I said that game could go either way, so I wasn't surprised by it. But you work so hard to get home court advantage, and then you let the first team you face come in there and spank you. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Nah, just kidding. I guess most of them make enough money. They ain't got to be that shame. And then we talk about my team. I know I'm ready for the haters. The Los Angeles Lakers, LBJ to be specific, was down 25 points to Portland at the half, went on a 40-20 third quarter, and then took control of the game and won it in the fourth. Couple of players doing this. Why they still got time to pick away from LeBron James winning his fifth championship. I know a lot of y'all want to count them out, but after 20 years, y'all ain't learned yet. You can never count the GOAT out. And yes, I said it, the GOAT, the greatest player of all time. LBJ, without a doubt. 20 years in the league, 38 years old. The man is averaging 30 plus a night. No other player ever done it. He gonna pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in total points all time, and people play that like just saying a player that scored more points than you necessarily don't make him better than you. Well, newsflash: this is not just scoring more points than another player. This scoring more points than every other player. I mean, some of y'all seem to miss that. I know the commentators do because they were the dummies that said that. And this was Kendrick Perkins, Jalen Rose, and that nut Stephen A. Smith that like to say things about players that I feel hurts them in their career, hurts them with the money that they should be making. It don't make sense that a player like Kyrie Irving should be playing on a team and don't have a max contract. Don't make sense. But thanks to sellout Stephen A. Smith for always pointing out the nonsense and questioning a man that didn't want to take that jab, like it was up to Stephen A. Smith that we should take it or not. Those who chose to take it, more power to you. Even though I know a lot of y'all realize it was a bad move. And those of us who didn't want to take it, all the power to us. Because it showed real strength to not take something that they know very little about, far as what's the consequences of taking it. But they wanted to push it like they did know. But we realize now they didn't know. Some of us say, well, they did know. They knew they was pushing something bad and wrong, but they pretended that it was something good for us. Now we realize with the data that's coming in now, it's not. And it's never been. And it never will be. So for those who took it, do all that you can do to build up your immune system, the immune system that was given to us by the Creator. That's much better than any drug that you can put in your system to try to tell your immune system to do what it was put there to do. So I'm still waiting for somebody to hit me up and say whether or not you can see me. I'm still learning my way around on this. I want us to get into some topics about what's going on out here in this mad world. We could talk a little politics, if you will, something about religion and how it relates to what's going on in the world with us today. I know those are two taboo subjects. We was told don't talk about those things. Those things will always create issues. Well, almost everything we talk about creates some kind of issue. But those things are things that has a lot to do with our way of life here. So we should discuss it. We should know where we fit in with that and how we can make those things benefit us in America or America KKK. So I would like for someone just to chat, join the chat. Let me know that you You listening?
Most of them. They will talk the biggest trash on the internet. Had they been facing
And you can hear me.
when you're standing against a 7-footer, that's quote unquote the strongest man in basketball, the people that are between you and they would have done nothing. All of them. If it was just hand-to-hand combat, they would have done nothing. So I think it's comical that the people are saying that. Most of the people saying that would have done absolutely zero. Zero. And if you did, you would have saw what happened to you. So please spare me. Please spare me. To me,
So
I think it's a joke.
I'll start it off, talk a little about the political side of things. I feel we as a people, as a black people, should do more and move along the lines of starting our own party. We don't need no Democratic Party who only support us with lip service, and they do a poor job of that, and a Republican Party who really could care less about us. So we shouldn't belong to neither party. I hate to see our people fighting over should we support the Democrat, should we support the Republican. They even let us tell us it's a pick between Satan and the devil. And some of us are just naive enough to think that that's some kind of good comparison and we should pick one or the other, which is total nonsense. So we can go from there. It's according to their numbers, it's over 50 million black people in America. And there's some countries that don't have 50 million people in it. So that's not a small number to deal with. But if we start our own party, we can select our own candidates and then we can elect our own candidates. Those that will go in office and will be obligated to look out for us. They say we 13% of the population, so 13% of everything should be allocated for us. 13% of tax dollars is a lot of dollars that we put in a lot of money into taxes. We like to talk about the blacks that don't have a job, but let's talk about those of us who do. And we pay taxes. And to be real about it, even the ones with no jobs pay taxes. We all pay taxes. Every time you go in the store and buy something, you pay taxes. So we need to fight that our tax dollars come back to us so that we can do the things we need to do, like control the destiny of our own children. We need to control the education of our children. We need to have our own banks. We should have our own hospitals, our own schools. We got a lot of dollars that transfer through our hands every day. Black people, we spend very little of our money with ourselves, and we should move to spend more with ourselves. We should, if we did that overnight, we can make a difference in America. We have to stop thinking everybody got power except us. Everybody doing so great except us. We the only people that do negative. We the only people that's out there committing the crime. You know what I mean? That's because we watch a media, that mainstream media that y'all like to call a mainstream media, that don't do nothing but show the negative side of us. They don't want to show the positive side. We have many children that don't sell drugs, that's not out here killing each other. We got children that's going to their schools, being miseducated by them, but still on the right path because the parents stay on our children. We need to stop letting them tell us we don't care about our children, we don't educate our children, we we don't do anything on that's right. If that was true, then most of our children would be doing that negative, not the minority of them. And I hate using the word minority when I'm talking about any of us, children, men or women, because in all actuality, we are the majority. We need to stop looking just in America and look globally. And most people in the world are black, most. So let's stop letting them minimize us by calling us a minority. We're not a minority. We're the majority. We're strong, we wise, and we always been. When they went to the motherland that we call Africa because they named it Africa. When they came to that part of the world, we should call it um, what it is. You know, Egypt is really Kemet. So when we talk about the motherland, let's call it other than Africa, because at one time it wasn't called Africa. And when we do that, it makes us like we're only akin to the people from Africa, but really we're akin to our brothers and sisters all over the globe. And we need to stop saying we're not one, but we get treated like one. They treat us all the same, whether you're poor, whether you're so called middle class or well to do, rich, as many of our people feel that they are rich when it comes to his world. You make that money and you become, we wonder, are you really a high paid slave? I mean, are you really free? How much money do a black man and or a woman have to make to be free? And I know people say, well, when you work for them, if you take athletes and these athletes they sign these contracts and they work, so they have to do what they tell them to do, but it's not really true. You got to do your job. See, they first need to look at it as what it is. We look at it and everybody say they make all that money to play a game. Well, sports is a game to those of us who watch it and we like it and we, oh yeah, that's like it. And if I want to go out and play some basketball with my friends, it's a game. I don't do that no more, of course, but to those who do that for their living, well, that's not a game to you. That's your job. And when you get hired to do a job, the people that hire you, we need to know and let them know you don't own me. I work for you and you pay me. And for those who talk about how much they make, should they make that kind of money? Well, my thoughts on that is how much would I have to make if I'm the boss? How much would I have to make to pay some of y'all millions? If I pay you millions of dollars, how many dollars do I have to make? I can't make thousands and pay you millions. And if I made millions and paid you millions, then it seemed like I wouldn't be growing. So I would say I have to make billions in order to make you millions, to pay you millions. So if I'm making billions of dollars and I'm paying you millions of dollars, it ain't as easy as they think for them to just get rid of these brothers that's making this money because I never seen anybody go to a game and say, man, let's go down and watch the Lakers because I can't wait to see Jeannie Buss. I mean, we don't go there to see the owners. We don't go there to see um, the coaches. We don't go there to see the GMs. We don't go there to see anything other than the players. So if the players making all of that money, then they need to let them know that you don't own me, you pay me. I do my job, you pay me. That's it. I got a right to feel like I feel, to express myself. We all know the limits that we need to and should go to when it comes to that. But if we dealing with social injustices that's happening to us and our people, and it's happening to them in the NBA, the NFL, you know what I mean, the baseball world, in the hockey, which you don't find many of us at, so you don't find all of the restrictions going on with that sport that we find going on with the sports that we somewhat to where we dominate in those sports. But those sports are the ones that's always under the spotlight and they move in a different way when it comes to dealing with the brothers. But if they stand up and let it be known that I'm not a slave, I'm going to do my job. And when it comes to issues that affect me and my people, and I need to speak on it, then I'll speak on it. And if the brothers that's making the big bucks, because everybody tend to think all of these brothers making all of that kind of money, they're not. The average player in the NBA not bringing in no $40 million a year, or however they pay them. They don't make that kind of money. So they need to stop letting people tell them that you got to do anything and everything I tell you to do, which is don't socialize with your people. Don't be a part of that. Be an individual. Go out and do our dirty work. We got to stand up and protect ourselves. And brothers, we definitely got to stand up and protect our women and children because they are under attack. So are we. But we men, hey, that's life. Let's fight it. And I ain't talking about getting out in the street to go fight nobody. I'm talking about fight back, fight for the rights of our children, fight for the rights of our women. Tell them we want to control our own destiny. We don't need to send our children to schools to be miseducated by our enemy. Enemies of truth, because they don't want to tell the truth. We still letting them teach lies to our children, and we wondering how come they turn out some of them like they do. That their heads is full of lies, just like our bodies is full of all the wrong foods. I mean, we have to learn to eat right, to think right, to educate our children, to getting out here and providing for ourselves, and demand, I ain't say ask, and demand that our tax dollars come back to us. Stop crying, talking about they giving these sisters all this money so they can turn against us when they're not really giving them a lot of money. They're giving them chump change just like they gave us since we've been here. Chump change. So we need to stop saying that as a way to say black women not doing the right thing. Well, a lot of black women aren't doing the right thing. A lot of black men not doing the right thing. A lot of black people not doing the right thing. But we got to start doing what we got to do together. It's never going to get done if we keep attacking one another. So I want you, somebody, let me know. Can anybody hear me? Can you see what's in the chat? So can you hear me? I'm gonna take a pause for the cause. So if you can hear or see me, go ahead, drop me a message, drop a question, anything. Let me know you can hear me. I'm gonna take a pause. You can still see me, but I'm gonna check and see if I'm coming across. So I'll be right back. Yes, I'm back. I'm back live. I know y'all watch me just talking to myself. Um, Still trying to learn my way around live, and once I get it together, we're gonna have some very entertaining and knowledgeable shows. Believe me. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be winging it, talking about different things. Anyone in the chat, when you come in, we can talk about what you want to talk about. So I still want to talk about the GOAT, LeBron James, the greatest player of all time. Better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, a great player, but he ain't the GOAT. He was the GOAT, but it's a new GOAT in town. LBJ, 20 years in the league, 38 years old, playing like the young boys, had 37 points tonight. They came back from a 25-point deficit at halftime, had a 40-point third quarter. That's been their worst quarter since the season started. You couldn't tell it by, well, let's say last night game. Looked like that's been their best quarter. It was last night. Outscored Portland 40-20 to go into the fourth quarter down just 5 points after being down 25 points. And then to go on and win the game, you got to give them their props. I know it's a lot of haters out there, but you got to give them their props. They did it. And that go to show you that no matter what kind of lead you got, any team can lose that lead. Because we like to say when the Lakers lose they lead, how did they lose a lead like that? Well, I guess the question is, how can Portland lose a lead like that? They do have Dame time on their team. Bad man, dangerous man, hit shots like Steph Curry, but they lost. So let's give the GOAT his props. In about 8, 9 games from now, he's gonna be the all-time leading scorer. That's a feat. I mean, that's some big time stuff there. And we talking about a man that's don't play just to score. He's not a shoot first mentality. He's a man that believes in the best man in the best position should take that shot. And his game proves it. He'll give that shot to somebody to make it. And I know people criticize him and say that means he don't have a killer spirit, but he do. He got as many game winning baskets as anybody that's out there that you can name. And that's a fact. And Michael Jordan, as good as he was and as great as he was, Michael Jordan didn't make every last minute shot that he took. He missed more than he made. And and when people talk about Jordan being the GOAT, it always come down to how many championships that he had. Yes, he got 6 and LeBron got 4. But you got players that got more than 6, but you don't call them the GOAT. Bill Russell got to wear a ring on his toe because he got 11 of them, but you don't call him the GOAT. Robert Horry got 7 of them, but you don't call him the GOAT. Scottie Pippen got 6 of them. He won every ring that Jordan got, Scottie Pippen got. You don't call him the GOAT. You don't say he better than LeBron James. I know some of y'all that don't know the game might say that, but those of us who know the game know that he's not. And me, the way I felt, for real, the real GOAT only got 2 championships, is it? And that's Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain made him open the lane up. Jordan ain't changed that. He ain't made him change nothing in the game. Steph Curry, one of the greatest, if not the greatest shooter of all time. Definitely the greatest three-point shooter of all time. But he's not in the GOAT conversation. So when he breaks Kareem record for the rest of y'all that hating, y'all gonna have to get a man his props and say he is the GOAT. I know y'all not gonna say it, but you should. Be real with yourself. Take a player like KD, bad man, dangerous, shoot from anywhere. I mean, he make that look so easy. Great man. Let's talk about the Luka Doncic. He's not no LeBron James. We need to stop letting them make us go there when it comes to the European players. I ain't no hater. I'm gonna call him like I see him. I'll be for real. He's a good player, damn good player. But he's no LeBron James. They need to stop putting him in the same breath with LeBron James. He averaged more than LeBron did when LeBron was his age, and he did this and he did that. That man been playing with grown men since he was a kid, playing overseas. Of course, they're not as good as the brothers here. So if that's true, how come when he playing here now, all of a sudden he's better than the brothers? He's not better than it. He's no LeBron James. He's no KD. He's no AD. He's not as good as them brothers. He ain't no Dame Time. He's not him. He's not Dr. J. He's not Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Come on, let's be for real. We need to stop letting them do that. They love to do that. Always compare their players to our greatest players. And some of us buy into, oh, he's great. That's not true. The things Luka Doncic do on the floor, LeBron James and the other greats do in the air. How can you equate that with being as good as him? People talking about Larry Bird was better than Dr. J. Come on now, let's be for real. The doctor need to be considered in the GOAT conversation. All that he done with a basketball, and I'm talking about ABA and NBA. But no, Larry Bird better than Dr. J. Yeah, right. And if anybody believe that about the European players and you think I'm being unfair, you tell me. You take the 15 greatest European players, and that's European, whether they from Europe or right here in America, because they all Europeans. You take the 15 greatest European players out there of all time, and we could take the 15 greatest brothers of all time. Matter of fact, to make it a little more fair, we won't even use the 15 greatest. Use the from 16 to 30, the second tier of 15 great players. And they play. Who are you going to put your money on? Let's be for real. Who are you going to put your money on? You know it. And I'll say this, and I ain't changed and won't back down from it. The college kids that used to go to the Olympics and play for to represent this unjust nation of ours, those college kids could still beat them guys over there. And what I would like to see happen when it comes to that for some of the NBA players who get overlooked every year when it comes to setting up to go play in the Olympics, since the European players can come over here, make all that money they make, and then when the Olympics come around, they go back to Europe and play with in the countries where they lived at, where they from. So how about the African players be able to go to Africa and run with some of the teams in Africa? What if Angola had brothers from America come play with them, the great ones, play with them? And all of the other African countries have brothers come over there and play with them. We can bring some more of them over here to make some money. I just think that it's wrong that these European players are coming in this league, and it's already slim pickings for the brothers in the colleges that's going to come and that's going to play for them colleges, and they make all of that money, and now even less of those brothers will make it to the NBA because they got all these European players coming over here. So that's wrong. So I ain't so big on that. It don't make me feel good. I ain't bragging on them European players. I don't hate on nobody's skills. You good, you good. But to be running around here talking about they better, that Luka is better than LeBron James. Come on. Luka ain't better than LeBron James at no era. None. He can shoot and score the points he want. He get called fouls on him for looking at him. They call a foul. He get a lot of points off a line. They put a 3-point game, a 3-point shot in the game so that they can score points like the brothers been doing who don't shoot all of those 3-pointers. I don't think a shot should be worth 3 points. Why? So what they're going to start doing, if you start shooting from half court, they're going to give you 5 points. What if you grab the ball from under your basket and throw it all the way down the other basket and they go in? What, they're going to give you 10 points? That way, when you're 9 points down, you just grab the ball, throw it down there. Hey, sometimes it's going to go in and you beat me by 1. Come on now. We need to be for real. We need to stop letting them do things that's, to me, in my opinion, I think they're trying to do away with a lot of the sports that we dominate. So instead of letting them do away with it, maybe we need to look more into going back in the days when we had, as they call them, the Negro League teams, even though a lot of them was owned by Europeans, but we need to have our own now and play this sport and make that money and start supporting our own instead of letting them take it where it seemed like it's going. They got their flunkies who out there talk negative about the brothers, who talk about Kyrie Irving, who talk about AD, KD, talk about the brothers because they get hurt. Well, they playing a physical sport. You're running up and down the court, the wear and tear on the body. They're going to get injured. That's why they paid them that much money. And now you got the Stephen A. Smiths and Kendrick Perkins and them that making them think that because the brothers get hurt, they should be able to tell them, well, if you got to play this amount of games or you don't make that kind of money. That's the reason they make that kind of money, because any time, any injury can end their career. The owners don't play. They ain't running up and down the court. They're not getting no wear and tear on their body. Look at a football player that collapsed out there after he was hit. So he shouldn't be able to make no money because, hey, you got injured. No, we need to stop letting the Stephen A. Smiths and them say that stuff, because they got these owners now thinking they can say something like that. And if they did, if you could tell me, well, you got to play 60-something games or we don't have to pay that kind of money, then I need to tell them, well, when I play 60-something games, I want double the money that you said you was going to give me. So no, we need to tell them it's an injury is not a person laying home saying I'm sick. You got injured for running that ball up and down that court when you got players hitting you. Look at the football game. They hitting you with all they got. And you're going to tell me an owner can make billions of dollars, but he can tell me, well, you got injured, making me my billions. So I don't think I should have to pay you. Kyrie Irving should be able to sue them for saying he shouldn't get paid because he decided I don't want to take the jab. I don't want to take that shot. That's his right. And unless it say something in your contract where it says, well, if they come up with a vaccine that we feel you need to take, you got to take it. That's not in the contract. So how can you say, because I decided to exercise my right and not take something, now you could tell me you don't have to pay me? But I'm here ready to play. I'm here. Y'all decided I can't play because I didn't take it. And then what made it even worse, the insult to the injury, other players come from another team to his stadium. They can play even though they didn't take the shot. He can't play. So I guess the virus knew, well, if it's coming from a player from another city, it won't hurt us. So they could play. But if it come from the player in my own city that I play with every day, that could hurt me. Come on now. He shouldn't be docked no games when they decide you can't play. If I'm here, I'm ready to play, then how can you dock me? So we need to look at the sport and be real with ourselves. We need to stop letting them make us think that there's some athletes out there better than us. I like to see them. Bring them out. Because it ain't Luka Doncic. He's not better than him. I don't care what they say. Larry Bird wasn't better than Magic Johnson. Come on, y'all. Be for real. Be for real. Larry Bird shot 3 points. Everybody thought he was the greatest 3 points, and then a man like Reggie Miller and what's his name, played for Cleveland. Ray Allen came and let him know, hey, we can hit as many as you. And then along came a brother named Steph Curry that said, I could hit more than you ever shot. But he was the greatest. In his time, they want us to believe Larry Bird was greater than, they wanted to say he was greater than Jordan, but they couldn't get away with that one. But he was just as good as Jordan. Yeah, right. We need to be real, keep it real. Don't say things just because it fits the narrative. Speak truth and call it like it is. And there's nobody better than playing sports, than the entertainment field, the rappers, than us. We made it all lucrative and financially great for everybody, basically beside ourselves. But it is good for us, but we need to do the right things with that money. We got to start investing in ourselves. We got to start believing in ourselves. We got to do for self. That's the time we living in. We got to speak truth. Let me just keep it on the sports. We'll go over to say like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp ought to be ashamed himself that he let Skip Bayless tell him, so what that you in the Hall of Fame? So what? So what you got 3 Super Bowls? So what? Skip Bayless ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing that pertaining to no sport. Never won nothing. I think Jalen Rose pointed out he averaged 1 point in school when he was a senior. 1 point. But he telling him, so what? You got these things. Shannon Sharp was one of the better tight ends to ever play the game. But Tom Brady is way better than you. Tom Brady is a better quarterback than Shannon Sharp. Because Shannon Sharp ain't no quarterback. But Tom Brady ain't no better athlete than Shannon Sharp. Tom Brady can't run. He can't jump. He sure ain't gonna tackle nobody. They putting skirts on the quarterbacks. You can't. They don't even want you to tackle them. So no, we need to stop that. We need to. Shannon should have put a stop to that. He shouldn't be on there still kissing up to Skip. Skip. Oh, Skip. Oh, Skip. He called Skip name more than Skip wife called his name. But he was in there ready to fight the brothers. Oh, you come on over here. You don't want this smoke. Skip wanted that smoke, but Shannon ain't want to give the smoke to Skip. So no, Shannon, you got to stand up, brother. You got to stop bowing down. But I know that's easier said than done. Just line Skip up, Shannon, one day on the show. Just line him up. And then you get the ball and start running and act like Skip getting ready to tackle you, and then you hit him. And then just knock him out of that seat for a while. See if he think Tom Brady better than you then. He'll come back and say, Shannon, you the greatest of all time, man. Boy, I guess that's Shannon's best buddy. He ain't gonna do that. He even told Shannon, put the glasses back on. He cussed. He gave him the effing word. Put the glasses back on. Said, what Shannon do? Said one other thing, then reached out, pick his glasses up, put them right back on. Shannon Sharpe, one of the baddest tight ends that ever played the game. Scared to death of Skip Bayless. Baby Skip fight good, and we just don't know it because we ain't sitting across from him. I see what they do, that little fist thing. They never actually touch fists. Skip act like he got the short arm. His arm don't reach Shannon. So it might be because Skip so strong. If he punched Shannon, it'll probably push her back to the wall. I'm just wondering. But I'll just say we got to stop letting them pump everybody up to be better than us, because they're not. They know it. We know it. So stop. And Stephen A. and the rest of y'all clowns out there, stop messing with these brothers' livelihood. Stop messing with the money that they can make, that they need to start investing in their own people. Because when we apply ourselves to anything that they bring to us, we master it. That's how good we are. We master whatever they put in front of us. There's no limit on what we can do. We just need to do it. And we need to represent ourselves. And we need to be proud of who we are, irregardless of the negative that they show over and over again. And do what we do. They let us get a foot, we take the yard. We get 1 foot in the door, it ain't long before we knocking that whole door down, man. So I don't understand why our people won't come back and invest in their own self. Invest in your people. We need to take Ice Cube 3-man team and turn it into a 5-man team, and eventually it'll be the BBA, the Black Basketball Association, not the NBA. We have the BBA, and watch how that grow. If that's what we want to do, I think we should. LeBron James, like I say, GOAT on and off the field. This man brought brothers from college to be his agent to manage the things that he accomplished. That's big time. I mean, that brother doing so good as his agent. They was on there one time talking about if you didn't get a degree in that, you shouldn't be allowed to be an agent. I want to know how you gonna tell me who can be my agent if I chose him to be my agent. What you gonna tell me? I can't choose him. I got to choose who you tell me to choose. So I don't agree with everything that LeBron James do, but I'm gonna give him his props when it do. He do more than what a lot of us want to give him credit for. We always want to just jump on only the negative and magnify that, and then the positive we play it off like it's not a big deal. And I know we've been taught to be like that. We look at most of what we do as that wasn't no big deal. I mean, all the way back to, I know I'm gonna jump off of this. I got to. I was told not to do that, but I got to jump off there. I got to go a little bit of political, man. All the way back to when Jesse Jackson was running for president, and this was in '84. Jesse was running for president, and we had some prisoners that was prisoners of war, and they was in countries that America couldn't get them free for. I believe Beirut was one of them. And Jesse was running for president, and Jesse went over there and got them prisoners released. I remember when he first was saying he was going to do that. They laughed at him. They say it's no way. They say how are them people going to release him to Jesse? Jesse was a man that had never ran for office before. He wasn't no politician. He was a preacher, a reverend, and he was going to go over there to get these soldiers free. And they laughed at him, say, Jesse, you a joke. Nobody will take you serious. You're no politician. He was just running for president, and he took brothers with him, other preachers, and Minister Farrakhan was one of the ministers from the nation that he took with him. And they went over there. They were saying that they wasn't going to release them. There's no way they could get it done. All he going to do is hurt America, going to make them look like jokes and everything. Well, once Jesse them let it be known that they was dead serious, that that's what they was going to do, then they start talking about maybe we ought to not let them go. You know, what I mean, we was told we was free then, since 1865, right? We was free, but now they talking about maybe we shouldn't even let him go. And I remember many black people saying the same thing. Jesse ain't no politician. He gonna hurt America. And I used to say, why y'all repeat everything they say? I tell them, not only because they were saying they wasn't gonna let him go. People like they ain't even gonna let him go. I argue with many of our people. I say not only are they going to let them go because we are free. Most of us don't believe that we free because we still waiting for somebody else to free us. When all we really got to do is free them from our minds, change that mindset of I need you to validate or give me freedom. It ain't gonna happen. But I would say not only will Jesse them go there and they definitely gonna go. I said, not only are they just gonna go there, they're gonna go there and they're gonna bring them troops home. People laughed at me like, yeah, Jesse, them ain't no politician. He ain't gonna be able to get them people free. And they went over there and talked to them people. And I remember the tapes that the minister played when they came back, or how when Jesse them got there, and he took this regiment all blacks. It wasn't nobody with them other than the brothers. And he said when Jesse was talking to the president of Beirut, and he said that the president spoke first, and he asked Jesse things like, how can I let these soldiers go who over here dropping bombs on my people, killing them? He said, how can I turn around and let them go and then ask my people to continue to give their life to fight these people that's coming here to kill us? And the minister, when he asked Jesse that, he said he ain't know what to tell him. He said because it made sense to him. Why would he let them go when they over there to kill them and killed many of them when they dropped the bombs? But now Jesse over there telling them let them go. And he said when he ain't had no answer. He said when Jesse started talking, it was almost like God jumped in his mouth. And I don't remember word for word what he said, but he said it was something like Jesse argued, well, I'm not here to argue the right or the wrong of the men that's here dropping the bomb, but they don't make the policies. They follow policy. And they do what they told. He say, so I'm not asking you to let them go because they did something good when we know they didn't. He said, but he told them, but as a humanitarian gesture, a gesture of good faith to try to show the people of America that we ain't the barbaric with murderers that they say we are. And he said when Jesse got finished talking, the man couldn't do nothing but say, I hear you, and we're gonna think on it. And lo and behold, Jesse them came home with them troops. They let them go. Most of them troops, if not all of them, was white troops that was let go. And then something big, something that the president of the United States, who I believe was Bush at the time or Reagan, I don't know what the president, Reagan, maybe, they couldn't do it. They couldn't go there and get them free. But a black man did that. A black man, we might not agree with everything Jesse did or anybody, but they did it and he got them free. And it was a big deal, but they played it down. They made us think that it was no big deal what they did, even though the president couldn't do that. But the son of a slave of slaves that we grew up and now we over there getting people free from other countries who was over there killing them. Instead of us celebrating that as that was a big deal, we let them tell us that wasn't no big deal. They only let them go to embarrass America. That's what they say. They just embarrass America because they let them go to Jesse and the president couldn't get it done. And I remember telling people that wasn't no embarrassment that they let them go. I'm like, if we want to look at embarrassment, the embarrassment was that you took the hostages in the first place. We big bad America, the most powerful nation in the world. How dare you take hostages of ours, even if they is over here dropping bombs on you? We sent them there to do that. That's what Reagan was supposed to tell them. We sent them there to do that. And they should have been able to tell them, we don't need Jesse to come over there. We telling y'all, let them go. They so bad, they couldn't do that. So they played that down. So we did. We made it seem like that wasn't a big deal. But it was. Think about it. That was a big deal, man. All I'm saying is we got more power than we think we do. We let them tell us we ain't got no power, but yet we survived everything that was ever thrown on us since we've been here for over 460 years. We survived that. We some survivors. We some strong people. We laid the foundation down for America. We build the monument. We laid the foundation down for America. How could we do that if we were some ignorant Negroes brought from Africa that couldn't speak, running around with bones in our noses, that couldn't speak the language when we got here, couldn't read, couldn't write? They made us think that that mean we were stupid. Well, if somebody brought you to a new country, the one that you wasn't in, you won't know how to read their language or write it. Don't mean that you're stupid. I heard somebody say black people in England, black people in France, black people in Germany, black people all over this world. They brought us in every part of Europe that they brought us in, and we went there as a black people that we are, and we learned to speak all of those languages. The people that's in those countries, the blacks that's in there speaking it. So we let them tell us, but we some ignorant people. Man, we just don't know the power that we have because the beat down. But we survived that. And we some strong people, man. But we let them paint that picture that we just ignorant. All we doing is running around killing each other. Yeah, well, we do kill a lot of our own people, but so do every other race. Kill a lot of their own people. But most of us not killing ourselves. Most of us ain't selling or using drugs. And that's the strives that we made since we've been here in America is awesome. If we really look at it, it's awesome. And guess what? None of it is because of them. None of it was because of them. All of it was in spite of them. Think about it. With everything against us, and still is, and yet we still thrive. We still make it. But they make you think once they give you that little job, once they put you out in that NBA, in that NFL, once they let you attain a few $1,000,000 in your account, that you think you're a big shot now. And then they give you that, and then they take control of everything you do. You become a high price slave. Don't care how much money you get, they ain't never going to see you as an equal. So we should take that money and look at the blessing on how we got it. How? When everything was against us. They didn't 310 years we was here in America without ever receiving a dime. 310 years. But we fought to now we get paid for things that we do. And now you're going to get paid and you're still going to be a slave? How much money do a black man and or a black woman have to make to be free? Look at Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was talking to Monique. And Steve Harvey told Monique when she didn't want to take that little $50,000 that they wanted to give her, when they was giving everybody else at least $13 billion. They wanted her to take 50,000 or 500,000, whichever one it was, the chicken scratch they want to take. And she talked to Steve Harvey, who she thought was her friend. And Steve Harvey told her, what, Monique, we black out here. It ain't about integrity. See, we don't need no integrity. Just take the chump change. He ain't even stand up for the sister. Supposed to have been her friend. They told her to take that chump change, even though she got paid since then from them. And they supposed to be doing this thing for her for Netflix. That's just another way to get more money from black people. But I think she should take that money and get it all. And whether we watch it or not, still take their money and keep it moving. But for him to say that, we black out here. and he rich, got plenty money. Do he stand up for himself, for his people? How could he when he say it ain't about integrity? We don't need no integrity. Sell your soul. Just Take that little bit of money that they give you, where that dollar is really worthless. It ain't even worth the paper that is printed on. That Federal Reserve note ain't backed by nothing. So all I'm saying is we need to realize that we some powerful people, and we got influences all over the globe. And the black people here in America is the chosen people. We was the ones chosen to be taken from where we was to come here to see the greatness in us, and then rise up and overcome this and take this to our people all over the globe. And all the other people that want to make it into the new world order, they can follow us there. But if anybody take that lead other than us, it won't get done. Because it's going to take a people who suffered all of that unjust. And that's us. No people suffered like black people. None. No people could have suffered like us and make it through like us. None. That was the blessing. People like, why did we go through all of that? We survived all of that. That was the blessing. We survived it. And they afraid to deal equal with black people till this day. Why are they afraid? You got a 460 plus year head start. Why are you afraid? Because they know the power that we possess. They know that if we was running a race, you running a 100-yard dash, and they starting on the 50-yard line, and we beat them in the race. So they want us to let them start on the 50 and then let them run another 25 before you start. I'm telling you, all we got to do is just think for ourselves. Stop letting people tell us we are minority. Stop letting people think they're the ones better equipped to educate us. Our children need to be taught the truth about who they are, who we are. And we keep saying, we've been saying that forever. We say, but why don't our children know it if it's true? Other races of people that went through anything similar to us, not only do they teach it to their children, they teach that to our children. And we let them tell us we don't need to know that. But they're not trying to give up their history. Kyrie Irving showed just put up something on his page, and they went off about it. But they could tell us, forget that slavery stuff. Forget what we done to y'all. Forget what we still doing to y'all. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap. You looking down, you ain't even wearing a boot. What boot? I got a bootstrap. I ain't even got on a boot. Telling you, we can't be stopped. We can't even stop ourselves. Telling you, it's just the sad part is a lot of us going to get left behind because we don't want to do the right thing. We don't want to stand up and take our rightful place. We don't want to educate our children. We don't want to take control of our own destiny. We done got so comfortable in getting nothing. That's what we want, nothing. We comfortable with that. Just as long as I can live next to people that don't look nothing like me, even though I'm the biggest flunky in the community, because y'all know y'all are. Be for real. You're in them communities, you can't do nothing that would be perceived as being black. So most of y'all run around thinking you're not black. You're running from yourself. And no matter how fast you run or how far you run, when you get there, you can't outrun or outfar yourself. You're going to get there, you still going to look in the mirror, you still going to see yourself. And you're going to still get in there and blame the blacks in the community that they tell you, oh, it's their fault. It's them Negroes that don't want to do right. All they doing is kill each other. So you get up there like, those Negroes ain't never gonna be nobody. Ain't never nothing. You really not talking about them. You're talking about yourself. I love black people. Because I love myself. How could I not love black people and say I love myself? I'm black. I know a lot of y'all like, I ain't black. We can't claim to be black and think we can make it. That's what we are. Black. This whole universe was in the darkness. Black ain't a color. Black is the essence of color. All color got its base in the black. Don't run from your blackness. That's our strength. That's our soul. That's our essence. But we want to deny it. All people came from us. They like to label as from one blood came everything. That's us. It come from us. That's how great we are. That's how great God made us in his image and after his likeness. So I'm getting ready to go off the air. I'm still trying to get the hang of this, and I know I'm all over the place, but I'm going to do that till I figure out how to do this the right way, because when it's up and running, you won't be disappointed. It's going to be real, and it's going to be truth, because the truth is the light, and the truth will make you free. And that's the time we living in. We living in the truth time. So we got to stop teaching our children lies and let other people teach them lies. We got to tell them the truth. They don't know that song, Truth Hurts. See, the truth really hurts you. It do. So with that, I'm going to say peace, power to the people, and I'm going to be ready when we up and running strong. Peace, power to the people.